Well, hello there. It's your girl, Stace in the place, and I am here to give you just a little wow. Sterling wants y'all to know that she's here and she's finished her dinner, apparently. Are you serious right now? This girl, she cuts up. I'm telling y'all, she cuts up. Anyhow, reason why we're here today, or tonight, should I say, is because I wanted to tell you guys about my experience with Radiant Red Maple and Pumpkin Spice Latte with Twisted Peppermint. So before these even came out, I was kind of like, you know, the streets were talking about Radiant Red Maple, and I was like, oh, okay, like, let's see, because everyone hyped up Pink Petal Tea Cake, but everyone didn't necessarily love it. I did. I got lucky, but I was like, I'm not falling for the hype train. I'm going to see what I'm feeling like when it comes out. And then with the Pumpkin Spice Latte Twisted Peppermint, I'm not a huge peppermint fan. I don't know what it is, but I'm just not. However, I remember not last year, but year before last, when the Give Hope candle came out and it had like the red wax and everything, and it was like Candle Gate because everyone was searching for it around Candle Day, but like no one could find it, and then it started mysteriously popping up, and then of course during SAS it was everywhere and then some. And so even with that one, I was kind of like I'll get one for collector's sake, but it's just not in my heart. Peppermint's always been kind of However, I was talking to our girl, Miss Philly Girl 31, and she was like, I was telling her, I was like, you know what? I think with the maple one, people are going to be like, oh yeah, like it sounds good. I'm going to load up on some. It came out before. The people who love it are going to love it, hype it up. And then for this peppermint one, I was like, now the peppermint patties out here in the world, honey, I feel like people are going to be sleeping on this one just because it's a little weird to think of like pumpkin spice and then mixing it with twisted peppermint. You're like, what? But I feel like as soon as a couple of people start getting into it and then they start promoting it more on social media, it's going to fly because the peppermint patties don't play about peppermint. And once again, it happened because like a fool, I went out on Thursday morning. I went to go look at some furniture and I was like, oh, I'll just stop by Bath & Body Works on the way home, or I'll make a BOPIS order. Chat, when I tell you this one could not be found whatsoever on BOPIS, I had so much panic in my heart at 11 a.m. I was like, let me just stop what I'm doing, go to the closest Bath & Body Works and make sure that I'm able to get one. So thankfully, I walked in. They had 3 of these. And 3 of these, well, they have plenty of the Radiant Red Maple. So I was like, nah, I'll just get 3 and 3, call it a day. Everything will be great. So when I got home, I warmed up Radiant Red Maple in our office. And then I had the Pumpkin Spice Latte Twisted Peppermint going in the kitchen. And between the two, okay, this one right here, this Radiant Red Maple is definitely... Sterling, are y'all serious right now? Y'all just want to cut up because you ain't on camera? Are you serious? You see how they do me? Come on. Since you want to be playing, be all loud. So anyhow, so this one, super powerhouse. As you guys know, I've talked about that I'm trying to warm them with the wax warmer. Instead of burning them and stuff. I just feel like when I'm burning them, like the soot is going somewhere. I don't know what's going on. But the notes are crisp Macintosh apple, smoky woods, and a hint of toasted marshmallow. And I feel like that's exactly what it smells like. In my mind, this is what apple charcoal was supposed to smell like. It's just like this smoky apple goodness, like you went to an apple orchard that's like out somewhere in a birch forest or something, and there's somebody out there who has started like a nice little bonfire that's not too smoky, but like there's a fire, you can feel the warmth, but you can also smell the woodsiness, and it is just, ooh, delicious. Oh my gosh, like obvious, like love this one. Loved it so much, I placed a BOPIS order after I got home to go pick up some more. That's how good it is. For this one, the Pumpkin Spice Latte Twisted Peppermint. So I had this one going in the kitchen while this one was going in the office, which is completely across the open concept living room kitchen that we're in right now, over on the other side of the house. And when I tell you, the radiant red maple was not letting this one come out and play. I was like, I can't smell it. Like, what's going on? I went outside on our back deck and I was like, I'm gonna sit out here for about, 10, 15 minutes, walk in, see if I can smell anything. Walk in, and I'm like, I kind of smell a little peppermint, but not a whole lot. Like, I don't know what's going on. I went and turned off the Radiant Red Maple because powerhouse. And so I was just like, I know this candle ain't a dud. Like, what is really good? So last night I was like, you know what? When I wake up in the morning, I'm just gonna start this one on the warmer by itself and let's see how it goes. So this one also spread throughout the house. It was not as strong of a spread as the Radiant Red Maple. This one kind of went all throughout the open concept and then our guest bedroom, which is on the other side of the living room. And I could still smell it in there this morning. Wow, are you dying to smell it too? And so the notes for this one are pumpkin spice, freshly brewed espresso, and cool peppermint. Now, the thing with that one, I would say, is this is great for someone who loves coffee, not huge on pumpkin, and they kind of like the freshness of peppermint, but they're not super, super in love with peppermint. So I'm really curious to see what Sneeko the Diva, what her opinion is going to be on this, because like she's the coffee connoisseur first and foremost. And so I'm really curious as to how she's going to feel about this candle in general. But I really liked it. It didn't feel like it was too minty to me. It kind of smelled like if somebody had picked up some kind of pumpkin flavored coffee from Dunkin' or from Starbucks, where, we've all talked about, like, is there really a pumpkin smell? I don't know if I would say all that, but you can smell in the coffee like a little bit of those like spices, like nutmeg, maybe a little bit of allspice, or it could be just all in your mind. It's not prominent at all. It's mostly the coffee note, and then the peppermint. It isn't really a strong peppermint, but more of like a mint smell. So when I smelled it, I was like, I smell a little bit of coffee, but it smells fresh, like just that kind of like freshness vibe that you would get from maybe like smelling Listerine or mouthwash in the air, or like, I don't know, if you were around someone who just brushed their teeth or something and like, I don't know, they're talking or chewing with their mouth open and you can smell the mintiness in their breath. Like, that's what I get from this. And then now that I say that, I feel like, that sounds gross. Doesn't it sound gross? But it's like, that sounds so gross. But it smells really good. Like, I'm shocked. All day today, I kept like warming it and stuff throughout the day. Like, put it on for a couple of hours and then cut it off when I felt like it was getting a little too strong. So with these two, I would definitely like highly recommend them. If you like a coffee scent and you're kind of like interested in having something fresh, like for us, we're in South Carolina, so it's pretty hot out here. Okay, it's not fall just yet outside. It's fall inside, but not outside. But this one is like the perfect scent to have going right now, like all throughout the day, even at night. It kind of just gets you in the mood for fall, I would say. And if you're a coffee lover like me, like anything that smells like coffee with a dash of something else, like, sign you up. With this one right here, the Radiant Red Maple, this one I would probably warm in the evenings right now. It just is something about the apples, the woods, and like the smokiness. Like, it's no denying that this one is my favorite out of the two, but I liked both of them so much that I got the same number of both of them. Now, would I purchase more? Like, Not necessarily, unless they were on a sale for like 10 bucks. And if they were on a sale for 10 bucks and I only had 20, I would probably pick up 2 more of the Radiant Red Maple, just because it's more me and it's more something that I would jump to. But I feel like if you have the opportunity, go ahead and pick up both of them. Now, I will say that some people are discussing the wicks and how the wicks look, and if Tux will be still, I can show you guys mine. So they're gonna look like they've been out here having a sword fight, because the warmer warms the wax, as you can see, and then the wicks just start tap dancing all around. Yeah, you wanna dance too? And here's the pumpkin one as well. And you wanna get down? Okay. And so with that, like, I haven't necessarily had an issue. You can clearly see that the pumpkin spice latte one, the wicks are thicker than the Radiant Red Maple. Those are a little bit thinner. Hopefully you can see, maybe. But yeah, like, I don't know what it would be like actually burning them. And that's why I highly recommend a warmer. With the warmer, you sit them on there, you can sit them, go do what you want to do, come back, like, it's easy. You can even get those little smart plugs and plug those in, and then you can control it from your phone. Highly recommend. I'll make sure I put them in my description box below. Amazing, just absolutely amazing. But you know, I feel like they're definitely worth a try. If I had to assign my name to one, it would definitely be the Radiant Red Maple. I don't know why. It just feels like a tongue twister to be trying to say these all the time. But this one, love it dearly. This one is an eye-opener. It's one of those where, like, you want to risk it and try something new. This is a great one to try. I think that, you know, people aren't really going to be gunning for it because it sounds weird, and it reminds me of the one last year. I believe it was also pumpkin spice latte, but it was with sweater weather, and like people were like, that sounds so weird. But then when the candle came out, it came and went, like it was gone, because everyone realized how good it was, and mixing those two random scents that you normally wouldn't pair together, blending, amazing, chef's kiss. And I feel like that's what's going to happen with this one once the peppermint patty lovers unite and start reviewing and putting their reviews out there on YouTube. But I hope that this was helpful. If you were interested in picking them up, I highly recommend them. Right now the sale is going on for $12.95. This is a great price. These are regular $26.95, which is, you know, pretty much a standard usual price that we're seeing. Sometimes we can get lucky with a $24.95. But I think these are wonderful. I also agree with Philly Candle Girl, where these lids should have went with the other collection. They remind me a lot of the lids that came with the collection that came out last year. I believe it was last year, but it was Birchwood Trails and Rain Drenched Leaves, that whole collection. This really reminds me of those. I don't know if I wouldn't say that they're exactly the same, but they're very similar. But, you know, the packaging, I mean, they tried to give you like a little bit of excitement for fall, but, you know, I mean, it's like fall, but with limited edition sprinkles, I guess, in my mind. That's how I try to view it. But anyhow, I'm just rambling at this point. I hope this video was helpful. I would say get out there and try them for yourself. Give them a sniff on cold. If on cold you're like, it smells nice, but it's not like knocking me off my socks. If you think it smells nice, I would highly suggest you just go ahead and purchase it and warm it or burn it a little at home, because once you get home and you're out of the store environment, then the candle isn't competing with all these other smells, and you'll be able to truly appreciate the beauty of these two scents. And with that, I'll say thanks for hanging out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.